Hey everyone, I wanted to try something a little different with this video. A lot of people often ask me about what tablet is like the best to use when doing digital art, and to be honest, I haven't really been keeping track of the competitor brands aside from Wacom. And also, it really depends on the kind of art that you're doing. I pretty much only do animation in Flash, and so this review will reflect on my own type of use. And today, I'll be reviewing the Gaomon S56K and M106K. The company reached out to me recently and was kind enough to send me the tablets to try out. Aside from these two, Gaomon will also be releasing a monitor type tablet where you can draw directly on the tablet with the stylus, but for now, I'll be covering these two. First off, we have the Gaomon S56K, the ultra-thin, flexible graphic tablet. Marked at $33.69 USD on Amazon, it's marketed as a stylus pad for the rhythm game Osu, but can totally function as a drawing tablet. It has your 2048 levels of pressure, pretty standard, 10mm of reading height, meaning you can hover your stylus up to a centimeter above the tablet in order for it to register. On the back, you have a little bit more info on the specs. This tablet has 4000 LPI, lines per inch, and it's basically a measure of the tablet's resolution, meaning you can fit 4000 digital lines into 1 inch of the tablet's active area. The higher the number, the better, but to be honest, you probably won't notice anything over 2000. PPS is points per second, and it's a measure of how often the tablet responds to your stylus movement in a given second. The active area of the tablet is 6 by 5 inches. And now for the unboxing. I was a fool and recorded this while watching something on Netflix on the side, so you don't get to hear the actual unboxing sounds. Sorry. So this is the tablet, pretty small but perfect for portability. Here's the quick start guide and the driver's CD, though we don't really need that, you can download it on their website. Here we have the stylus pen, which has a rubber grip and 2 programmable buttons. This is the USB connector cable, the battery for the stylus, it takes 1 AAA. My first tablet stylus was also like this, and personally they've lasted me about 4 to 6 months of use before needing replacement. Just go to unscrew the pen and make sure the battery is in correctly. Most styluses I've seen don't have this, but you can actually turn it on and off with the button on top, kind of like a normal retractable pen. And lastly, you got your spare pen nibs for when they wear out. Although the tablet is flexible, I don't recommend trying to fold it all the way. I haven't stress tested it, but I feel like that might damage it. So now all that's left is to attach the cable from the tablet to your computer's USB port. And here I am pretending like I'm drawing something. And now here I am actually drawing. As you can see, I'll be using Adobe Flash because that's normally what I animate on. I did try this on Paint Tool Sci and it works fine there, but for this example, I'll just be drawing in Flash because, you know, that's what I'm comfortable with. Right off the bat, the tablet feels definitely different from what I'm used to. I actually use a Cintiq 13HD right now, and that one has a more glossy feel on the screen as opposed to this one where it's a little bit more textured. It's not exactly matte, but yeah, it's textured, and it's not something that you can't get used to, so it should be okay in the long run. So just testing the pressure sensitivity, I can confirm that it actually works pretty well. Here I am testing out the pressures, pressing lightly and then pressing a little bit more heavier. But I don't normally draw with sensitivity, so it doesn't really affect me much. But I can say that it does work well, or as well as what I need it for. It's pretty responsive, you know, and it actually doesn't jitter that much or at all, actually. What I like to test is slowly drawing a line and see how well it actually follows the path. Some pens I've tried in the past, it might start jittering randomly. Sometimes that might be a driver problem, but that actually wasn't a jitter. That was me like just as an example. But getting used to the size of the tablet is another thing, because it's actually like way smaller than the 13 HD that I have. So the scaling of the tablet would be different. What a lot of people might not remember to do is in the tablet settings, once you install all the drivers and stuff, you should open this up and actually adjust things to your liking. Like here, you could program your buttons to whatever shortcuts you'd like, whether it's undo or the brush or eraser tool. Here you can adjust the sensitivity, so if you want that heavy pressure but not actually press that hard on your pen, you could adjust that. This is selecting your monitor. I currently have 3, so obviously select the one that you're working on. And pressure test, this is just to test if your pressures actually work. And yes, they work. In the advanced settings, this is what's important in the scaling of your work area. So if by default this would be at full area, meaning this square is actually the square, well, the active area on the tablet, and this would cause a problem because it depends on the size of the monitor that you're working on. So my resolution is 1920 by 1080, and that would not match the dimensions of my tablet because it's not that ratio. So what ends up happening is that if, let's say, here's a good example on how to test this. Previously I showed that there were kind of like a grid of dots on the tablet. So if I were to follow the grid on the tablet and actually trace out a square, you'll notice that it's kind of more rectangular. Here, I'll draw another one. Probably a little bigger. I'm just following the grid, and it's a rectangle, but I drew a square on the tablet. This is the ratio difference of the tablet and the screen that you're working on. And to fix that, you go here and, oh, not there. Go to advanced settings and then match the screen ratio. So now, this is, in the full area, this would be your whole tablet. And by matching the screen ratio, it would adjust the work area to match the ratio of your monitor. So right now, if I were to apply this, it'll take out the bottom and the top part of the tablet. So right now, this is the top of my screen, but this is not the top of the work area on my tablet because it's basically cropped it out so that it would match the resolution. Now, if I drew a square using the grid on the tablet, it'll actually look more like a square. Here, I'll draw another one a little bigger. Again, I'm following the grid, and it's actually a square as opposed to last time where it was a rectangle. So make sure to do that so things aren't weird, because before doing that, I tried to draw a circle and I would just keep drawing an oval, and that kind of fixes it. Okay, so what I like to do to test tablets is, I guess, basically draw the thing I'm comfortable drawing the most, which is my character. And based on how well or how quickly I can do it without, that's many mistakes, is basically how I judge how comfortable I am on the tablet. So first I draw the head, of course. I'm gonna draw only probably the top part of my body. And I've been playing with this tablet for maybe a week. I'd say I'm still the most comfortable on the Cintiq, but then again, I haven't really been using regular non-monitor tablets in like a long time. And you can notice like some lines are kind of jittered because I'm just not used to drawing like this, which is why we have the convenient smooth tool. I'd say this tablet is pretty good for sketching on programs, but if you are gonna do more detailed art, I'd say maybe upgrade to something else, probably the M106, which I'll be covering in a bit. But I'd say for a beginner tablet, this is actually very good, especially for the price. And this is what I noticed. I do a lot of undos. My undo rates have increased drastically. Oh, forgot to draw the rest of my hair. Yeah. This is something you don't see normally. Domics in color. Wow. What a treat. Would probably double my work time, but for the sake of this demonstration, I will do it. And there's my character. I can tweak it around if, you know, I want to go full perfectionist mode. But, you know, this demonstration shows that, yes, I could still draw my character. It would it definitely took longer than it would on my regular tablet. But, you know, it still got the job done. If I worked on this tablet much more regularly, I would definitely, you know, increase my speed. But right now, I'm a little bit rusty on this kind of tablet. But it works. You know, I like it. If I needed like a backup tablet, or, you know, if I needed to go somewhere and I didn't want to bring my whole tablet set up, then I definitely just bring this, because, you know, it's really thin, it's flexible, so I don't have to worry about it shattering in my bag or wherever I decide to take it. But yeah, it works, it's cheap, and it's great. I like it.